So we have stopped at this session, right? Day before yesterday, I guess we have stopped at this slide. Let me go back to our slides. SIEM. So we have covered till this one, right? Mm, Risk management framework. After this, we have stopped, right?
Yes, yes.
So we'll go back to this governance model, then we'll see all the other aspects of the course. We'll see what is in our course. Is training. Where this one? Training. Domain 3. We'll see domain 4. Okay. We will be doing this one. We will be doing all these. Okay, it will be covered automatically. Once we are done with that, you will be covering most of this. Whatever we have missed, you will be analyzing it with our own data. So we had covered this one also with all event data. Like in the last class, we saw all these log management. In SIM, we covered this. Okay, you can go through that. You can see what all these are. Okay, if you uh, watch through my videos, you will learn what all this. If you have time, you can read those materials and books. Okay, that will be similar. If you just want to have a reference, you can watch through those videos. Cover you will be covering all those. So I will be covering all these aspects today. Okay, incident response and recovery. So we have one framework here, NIST, National Institution of Standards and Technology. Before we move into this, we will cover one last slide here. So we'll have standards here, NIST, ISO. You will have multiple standards. You can take it as any standard which the management wants this. This is all pure management, top management. This is okay. Risk is like it is semi-technical, technical and managerial. Like it will be middle management. Like what Mohsin will be doing, he will be collaborating with organization, um, then business line, and with the systems and people, with the assets. So this is one auditing compliance. This team will be doing all the technical terms and audit, process audit, technical audit. All these will be done at the compliance level. Here we will be doing all the risk assessment, risk management. All that stuff will come here. Okay. See, this is how the policies are defined here. That's it for these slide in SEM. We'll go to our main slide here now for today. So we will be covering today business continuity and planning. So what is business continuity and planning? Yeah, Mohsin. What is business continuity and planning? Hello. Hello. Yeah, am I audible?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I was just asking, okay, whether
Yeah, I hear. Business continuity.
business continuity. Okay,
It's a
business. Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, it's a capability of an organization, right?
Yeah, like whatever the disaster happens, your business has to continue. That is called, in short, we will be calling this as BCP. You will not tell business continuity and planning. In short, we will say BCP.
Okay.
Okay. DR for disaster recovery, we will call that it as just DR. DR and BCP.
Okay.
Okay. Nobody will call it as disaster recovery.
We we will be we'll be knowing in terms of technique, right?
Yeah, your role will be completely technical. We will not involve into audit. Okay. Audit, risk assessment, all that will not do. So when you implement the change, you have to do that assessment. See, you from technical perspective, you need to do that assessment. Like you are updating switches, routing. You are doing that. Okay. You are upgrading the iOS, correct, of that OS of that switch. So in risk assessment, what you will tell? Sometimes it may crash. It may crash, right, while updating. So there
What
are.
I need to say, yeah, what I need to say is business continuity and planning. These terms can be used in different departments as well.
Yes,
In
yes.
their perspective. So
From
in our
mm,
yeah.
go ahead, go ahead.
So in our perspective, we'll be checking the technical
Hmm.
continuity, right?
Yes, yes. From technical perspective, Mohsin will ask, okay, what is the risk that you have if you are implementing this router? So you will say, see, while I am updating this, if power goes down, this will crash. Okay. There is no power redundancy. You have told that during update, power should not go. If power is gone, the switch is gone. If switch is gone, the most of the server will go down. Okay, you have raised a high or critical risk to update this switch. Okay, you are given that from your end. Let them handle it now. Your assessment is done. Now what managers will do? They will plan to ensure that there is a redundancy in power. That's what you highlighted. Without that, they are not going to plan it. Okay. Manager will facilitate whatever risk you will highlight. Okay. That is technical risk. And then there will be business risk and other stuff, all financial, all we discussed about that. We don't want to go into that. Okay. So what is our DR plan? DR plan basically you will have three main aspects of that disaster planning. Okay. So you should have sound backup, one, and you should know that at every level you are being monitored, from network level, OS level, application level, user level, and then performance level, disk level, everything you should ensure that there is monitoring in place. Yesterday, last class we discussed, right, what is the importance of logging. If we don't have logs, then we cannot analyze it. If you are not monitoring, we don't know when that disaster happened. Okay, that is the critical of monitoring also. And the other one is redundancy. Like for example, if a server got failed, what is your redundancy? If storage got failed, what is the redundancy? If the firewall has failed, what is the redundancy? Switch got failed, what is the redundancy? You have two switches, right? If one got failure, you will have other, right?
Yeah, we have. Yeah.
So at every level you have redundancy. And what about the data center? The entire data center is down. What is your plan? What is the redundancy plan? Okay, that's how DR will work. So BCP is like how we are planning that. Like disaster recovery, how we are planning, or emergency response.
I think in second domain or what we discussed about the different locations, Chennai, we explained. That's come
Yes.
here, right?
Yeah, that's what. Here in DR we will see that. We have already discussed this one. Disaster recovery planning. That is multiple site, the entire data center.
Data center
Yeah.
and different location, different geolocation. You
All,
explained.
yeah, all we had. And this is our data center. Okay. What is the contingency operation planning? Okay. See, they have left. Okay. For example, let's say you have US guys and India guys. Okay. In US, earlier what we had is like follow the sun model. Like whoever has the sun, they will work. If US hours are there, then US people will work. In India timings, Indians will work. That's how the model was. Let's say this entire data center went off, okay, and we were not able to operate it. US guys will take that operation into the control. That is contingent operation planning. See, site is up and running at the other location, but how are you planning for operations? That is operation planning, physical security and safety planning. This is self-explanatory how we can do that. Here it is information security incident response planning. Like you had uh, hack or malware or something. You just yesterday you the other class you asked, right? What if the server got hacked? Okay. How are you planning for that type of incident? What is your response to that? Okay. That will also be will have a plan for that. You will have all those plans in place. You are not going to do it when that incident arises. You will have all that procedures in place. What is your plan for critical asset protection planning? I also discussed about this one also, right? My this asset is very critical. How we are planning that. And above one is information systems continuity planning. How are you planning for database, OS, all that stuff? So in the disaster recovery planning, so all we will do business impact analysis. So we have already done that business impact analysis, and then risk analysis. We have discussed all the frameworks, how we'll do all that risk assessment. Then recovery strategies. Okay, we will discuss on that recovery strategies, how we are going to recover that.
Is the that server hacking also come under disaster planning?
No, that is incident. Server hacking is like a incident, security incident. So after that incident happen, how are you responding to that? Are you shutting down the business and going to home, or are you remediating the those incident and running the business again? That's how your strategy is for security incidents.
That is entirely different. Incident and response.
Yeah. So
And
for hacking is it's a security incident, or we can say as data breach. Let's say someone took your data, so there is a data breach, or they will tell like someone exposed your secrets. Those are all comes with this one in incident response. Security incident, they will come in security incidents.
okay, this will come in security incident, and disaster recovery is coming like a backup.
Yeah, disaster is your data center, someone has done arson, the entire data center is on fire. Like these guys from Afghanistan, they went away, right?
Yeah.
And in Iraq, those guys captured the all embassies and other stuff. Okay. That is called computer emergency response planning. You had fire there. So how are you responding to that emergency?
So we need to categorize these definitions, right?
Yes. You have to categorize that and have plan in place for everything.
These more small example for these topics.
Hmm?
Just more differentiate.
Differentiate is like you had AC failure in server room. Okay. So you will have 30 minutes just. After 30 minutes, because of temperature, the entire server will be shut down.
Okay.
That is one emergency response. And there is a power failure,
Okay.
and you have backup only for 20 minutes. There is no power generator or backup. It will come after 2 hours. Okay. And there are strikes, like you cannot go outside. People may not come to that particular shift. You had smoke inside the office premises, like short circuit.
So these are all will come under
Emergency. See, we had
emergency understood.
our intention. Our intention is not to interrupt, but there is emergency. How we have to respond? Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me.
Emergency is understood. Information security incident is understood. Disaster recovery, site location disaster, right?
Disaster may happen at any level, at a data center or at hard disk or at server level or at database level.
Okay.
Recovery, you have to plan the recovery at every level.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. That also understood. Then continuity operation plans your day, like business continuity.
Hmm.
Critical asset protection. Critical asset protection.
Critical asset is like we discussed those blade servers, right? In blade servers, I will have um, one in one server I will have 15 blades, and then in one blade I will have 200 to 300 VMs, that stuff.
Okay, okay, okay,
That
okay.
is my critical asset. Okay, that should not go down. Okay, if something is
Okay, okay.
down means the entire customer will be shouting. Okay,
Yeah.
that
You
is the
explained it 2 days
yeah
back
yeah
in the
yeah.
picture.
Everything will be correlated. Whatever I will explain in, if you are following, then you will be able to easily understand that.
Yeah. Yeah, you
Okay,
need to connect this, right?
that's how it is. Okay, so you have any
And
doubts here in this?
in this, no. But suppose if the redundancy in place, maybe with different location or a different server room, what happens if one system is infected? For example, one domain controller in one server room. What will happen to the other replicated server in other server room? Because they
Infected.
both have synchronization always, right?
Yeah, they will sync.
So all this error also will get synced, right?
Yes,
With the
yes.
virus or
Yeah,
whatever it is.
that will
So
get sync.
so even the hacking, or if anybody can hack to this DC1, the other side DC1 also can be accessible.
Yeah.
So I think in this case, recovery optionally will
No,
go back to the
no,
previous
no, no,
recovery.
no, no. See, that is not coming in recovery. First, you need to plan why that particular domain controller got hacked. Okay. So you have one more option there, read only domain controller. So from where that got infected, so that is in the not at my site. Okay, that domain controller is in other site. They had permission to replicate it. Got it?
Yeah, yeah.
So what I am doing is I am planning first configuration. I will put RODC there, read only domain controller. If somebody is putting credential, I will just authenticate from that particular information and I will pass that information. I am not updating anything. See, once your architecture is completely planned, then you will investigate why it happened. Okay, there will be last part is security. Always remember.
Okay. So other side we will be considering as a read only.
See, in that example, I told you, I am not coming back to security first. I am checking at the configuration level itself,
Okay.
design level. Okay.
Okay.
If
Okay.
design, even if the design is okay, okay, then we'll see, okay, why it got infected. So that is also getting infected. Then we will see, we will do the scanning with antivirus, and we will do the remediation steps. What are our remediation steps to this security incident? So we'll engage McAfee vendor or Microsoft. If it is SAP, we will engage SAP. If it is Oracle, we will engage Oracle. All will be in that call and doing the troubleshooting and clearing out all that downtime, fixing it. Okay.
Okay.
So for that you will have DR plans. For each every strategy you will have DR plan. How that DR will be done. So there is one test and validate DR plans. Okay. So you need to test and validate these DR plans. When we were working for one company, they had DR plans every 1 year. 1 year once they will have. What is that means? Uh, they will just switch off the servers intentionally. Top management will know. Uh, you have to bring the generator guy, put back the power cables from the generator, you on that power, you ensure that that is running. That is that plan. Every 1 year once they will do that. Top guys will know, we will not come to know, but it will be in very hurry they will do that testing. So how are you doing this test plan? So have you seen this Chernobyl disaster, nuclear disaster? There is one series. Okay.
No, this we used to see fire alarm testing sometimes in maybe Mars or something.
Okay, this is Chernobyl is uh, nuclear disaster happened. Okay, so why it happened is because they were testing the DR. Without that, they will not get approval for production for that site. Something it was there. Okay, so they were doing this test, DR test, or some stress test. They were doing something. So that failure happened there. The entire disaster happened. Direct disaster. They were just testing it. The disaster happened. So that's why you need to plan for DRs. Okay, it should not happen direct DR. You should just simulate that. Then establish the planning. Then we will audit that plan after that. Let's say how this is a disaster recovery. So these are all our servers or external data. This is our firewall filtering out. This is our DR master and this is our DR slave. So you will be replicating it here. If this DR master goes down, slave will too.
DR master is a production, is it?
Both are production. Why I have to give all licensing also here? Got it? If I am running DR at the slave side, I need licensing, I need capacity, everything I have. Why should I have to give licensing all stuff? Nobody will put all the DR in slave mode. That will be active only, but the capacity will be lower. It will be like 60% and this will be running on 40% capacity. If DR happens, if this goes down, only critical application will fail over here and it will go to 80%. Not the entire 60% will fall, only 40% will failure to our DR site. This is I am talking about design, how the design will be done. Got it?
Yeah.
See, business will see in business terms. Why I have to put so much of money only just to replicate the data? Okay. So here we have data centers, disaster and high availability network. Let's say I have a data center here. Okay. So hot is like I am replicating it with the head office from my data center to critical services. I am doing a replication services which are hot here. I will not tolerate this. If this goes down means reputation, everything will go down. So I have a warm site also. Like I have a BCP site. You got to know now what is BCP, right? Business Continuity Planning. I have a BCP site where this warm data will failure and will come up after 1 hour. This I am not going to lose it. Within fraction of second I will get this data. For warm servers, I have a BCP site. For cold servers, like these are all the criticality. Cold servers, I will get this data from backup. Within 1 or 2 days, I will get back this data. So warm data I will get in 4 hours here. Hot, I am not going to tolerate. I will have that available. Even if the data center goes down, I will have it. So this is one scenario.
So hot is like high availability, sir.
Hot is a type of services, or you can call it as a backup in terms of backup.
But even if we take backup, it will take some time to restore, right? So
We are not restoring it from backup here. This is cold, you are talking about cold. We will be running the replication at SAN level, at network level, at storage level.
We can say redundancy, right?
Yeah, redundancy. See, this is, you can call it as redundancy now. What we will do, we will call is as, this will call as hot backup, where in live you can migrate that. Those are called as hot. Nothing should happen. Even if something goes wrong, you can replace it, like hard swappable. You have a hard disk, right? They will remove it and they will put it. Nothing will impact. Those are called hard swappable. You can change the CPU count also from 2 to 4, 4 to 6, 6 to 8, 8 to 10, all that. Hot means, in this terminology, it will be live even if it is failed. So if you are restoring it from backup, then that is cold.
We are manually doing, right?
We are manually doing, that is cold. Here you will be running parallelly. I will show you that one also.
And warm, we can say it will be singing in a particular table.
It will be asynchronous, like every 4 hours or every 1 hour it will copy the data. Okay, if I am putting it into high network, then bandwidth will be very costly for me. That's why I will copy it for every 1 hour at a BCP site. So what is your disaster recovery plan? So you have to identify the critical operations. So you need to evaluate that. Then you need to communicate that plan. See, I am creating this plan. I am just sending out all these communication. Then you will do a data backup and recovery plan. So what I am doing is, I will remove one server from this network. I will install a OS, and then I will restore the data backup from this tape drive, and I will power on the server and I will connect to this network. I need total 8 hours of time for doing this activity. You will create a plan, and you will just send out to this communication. Once everything is approved, then you can test your plan. Okay, that is one simple DR planning. So this diagram is little he has not correctly done the coloring. So above two gray color is policy layer here. So he has mentioned it as this one green color. That's not the policy layer. Policy layers are above two. Business continuity and policy strategies. These are the two policy layers. This is the management layer. This is where Mohsin will be working. Risk management, business continuity planning, validation and testing. So here you will be working here. This is infrastructure layer. So what if network goes down? What if the switch failed? What if the load balancer failed? What if the server firewall failed? What if the hard drive failed? What if the storage box failed? Then server part, power failure or disk failure, memory failure or any component of any of the server. So how are you planning that? So this is all technical planning. This is disaster planning here. This is continuity planning, means this will be the entire data center level to from network to all layers. This is BCP. This is DR plan. So what is my data backup? Okay. So I will give you one example. Okay. One manager, she didn't know anything about data. Okay. She was just shouting. She was shouting for everyone. Okay. Like they want to show that they are managers at the client end. Okay. This is very interesting. You just listen to that. Okay. It was financial data. They were doing all the Excel work. Okay. Almost 20 to 30 financial guys were working in UK. That too Excel. In the Excel, they go mad if one file got crashed. So what happened? One server got infected with virus. I took the backup. Like it was somewhere around 500 or 600 MB files. Those are very critical for financial guys. 15 to 16 guys. Okay, they had one manager. So I took that backup. Intentionally I took the backup and we asked, okay, so the server is infected. I want to format it. We clearly told if we format, the data will go. There is no data backup or you cannot restore it once the data is gone. To fix this server, we want to do format and restore the data. She didn't know that the data will be lost. She was concentrating on server got infected. If you want to fix the server, your data will go because data backup also got infected. If we restore also, data will go. What you want to do? If you want to fix it, we will fix it from the backup. Backup doesn't have the latest version. Backup is also not running, that is old backup. So she told, okay, go ahead and do it. So we formatted E drive. Data gone. There is no backup. Now that manager shouted on her, okay, who gave you permission to do that? Next day, next 1 or 2 hours, she was begging us. For 1 or 2 months, she was dominating like anything. Now she is telling, please. First time she was using that word, please do something and get that data back. So after that 4 hours she got full torture from their team. Then we restored that data. Then they started working. That's how your data backup will play the important role. Before doing anything, you should have data backup. What is the offsite replication? Like you have primary site and alternative site or BCP site. How is that replication is happening at the other site? That also you have to consider. So what is your recovery process? How you are recovering? Do you have any clusters, load balancers? These are all comes under information, technical things, our DR. So BCP will be planned by top guys, these managers. They have their own policies, strategies and other stuff. So this is how just what we discussed. This is one different scenario. How is your DR planning? This is the process. How are we planning a disaster? Data collection. Okay. Where is that? Disaster recovery team. Okay. First we are creating team here. Then risk analysis, procedure and process. Then recovery plan, data collection, forming data recovery plan, then testing the plan. Once the test is approved, that will be our DR plan. If DR happens, we will follow our steps because this is the approved process. So this is emergency response. How are you responding to those emergencies? Fire, medical emergency, weather, earthquake, major power failure, hazardous material spills. All these comes under emergency response. How you are responding at those places. That also comes in the BCP. In BCPs, if there is a disruptive or surprise event, that is called as anomaly, means peculiar. We need to investigate on that. Why someone is doing recoincidence. So we had one report, right? Mohsin showed us, like someone is doing recoincidence. Why? Who is doing that? So investigation and analysis. Then disruption. How are you going to do that? What are our backup contingency operations? How we are going to support the operations? These are all comes under BCP events. What is your alternate processing strategies? How are we reshaping our resilience? So this is all about people. First one is people safety first. Then we need to communicate to all stakeholders. Like we had event here, we have bad weather, we have bad climate. Then we need to reshape the strategies. Okay, how are you going to assess? How is we are continuing the business? All that. So then you will have a resilience plan. let's say here you have incidents, normal incidents. These are tickets. Okay. At level 2, you will have problems, like you have getting number of incidents, similar incidents. Then you will be analyzing what is that event. That will be now problem. Okay. And you have a high availability event, like if a cluster server is getting failed, one cluster server. Okay. That is level 3 incident. You know about clustering, right? Cluster servers.
It's not balancing, right?
No, load balancing is different and high availability is different. Clustering is like in load balancing, you will put the load according to the incoming traffic. Clustering is like you will work as a team. You will not be taking load individually. In load balancing, you have a number of algorithms, right? Round robin, uh, then first in, first out, or you take all the load until 80% of the capacity. Okay, those are all load balance terminology. Assalamu alaikum, Danesh.
Walaikum salam. Sorry, I was little late.
Okay, no problem. So that is high availability. What happened here? So in level 4, what happens in clustering? Multiple cluster servers failed. Means it will be serious impact now. Still, these operations are happening, but they are impacting high availability. Load balancing will only do the load. It will not be highly available. Like in load balancing, you can put it in if the traffic is in one data center, you can do the load balancing. What if the traffic is from multiple regions? Like one guy is coming from UK, the other guy is coming from US. US servers are failed. You need to be available. The server should be available in UK and US also. If one goes down, the other has to take up that. That is called HA. Load balancing, you just distribute that load. Okay. You take 1 year, 1 year, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's how load balancing will work. In HA, what we will ensure that service should be available no matter what happens. In level 5, like you have some functionality is down, like the major data corrupted, like you had a hard disk failure, or you have some other incident happened, major incident happened which had impacted. Okay, that is called that will be categorized as level 5. So categorize will be different in every organization, how they are going to address that or how they are going to number that. I took it as an example to explain the severity. Level 6 is disaster recovery event. Okay, like the entire Chennai got flood. They will not be able to support it. Okay, the data center is in UK. and US. You are seeing the impact. The entire support team is in Chennai. Okay, they had um, support business operation is lost. Support center is lost, not cost center. Business center. Cost center is like their support center. So what if the UK got affected? That is also DR event. And then major IT event, IT disaster. Like you are copying the data across regions, so all that got infected at both sides are catastrophic scenarios. Like you don't have a backup there, disaster recovery in Chennai and Mumbai. At a time, both sides are down. Water entered and you cannot recover that. Catastrophic scenarios where you cannot recover that data. So this is correlation. So what is the impact that I have? So if that is a severe impact, then I am losing my um, revenue and my reputation. If you see timelines here, what is my preparedness? How much you are prepared? So this is already communicated with business. Okay. So here that event occurred. Once the event occurred, you are doing all that RTO, RPO, all that stuff. Till here, you are done with the all preparedness, and the business is up and running. So you are taking longer time here. This one. Up to here you are taking that. Then you will have a negative impact. Your financial, everything will go down. So these are all our planning, response planning. So you will have ERP team there. You will have ERP, right? Shamsher? ERP. There is one more team. CRT will be there. Emergency response team, computer emergency response team, like that. It will be separate initiative. Yeah. Those are how you are responding to that. Crisis management also. There will be crisis management. And here we have continuity planning, BCP, time driven response. These are all our scenarios and planning based on that. IT DR plan, voice and data impact, network failure, sabotage, like someone took the server or data center, virus or physical loss of systems, all this. So what are your plans for that? Restoration planning. How are you going to restore the data? Scenario type. What is the problem? What is the context? Let's say I have a problem like the disk is very old, it got failed. Okay. Data has lost, but I have backup from Monday. Okay, this is my problem and this is my context. Okay. So who are all impacted? So they have uh, two database guys, five application team guys. Who are the stakeholders involved? These are the teams involved. So who will play the major role in taking out this situation out? See, before that hard disk is not replaced, these guys will not do anything, right? Let's say you had power failure in the building, you had power failure, and at the same time carpenters are also doing the work. Power went off, they cannot work in with their mobile lights, so they are looking for key actors. Let the electrician come and fix that, then after that we will involve. So what is that model? What is your definition for that? How you are calling them? Do you have contacts, approach, all this? What is the desired outcome? Okay, you have failure. Desired outcome is like your server is down, your application is down, database is down. Okay, then your definition model. So what is your methodology? How you are solving this model? These are all that how you are doing the restoration planning. Let's say here in the replication model. So you have one data center here and the other data center in here. So you are replicating it at the network level or at storage level. This is one type of DR. If one goes down, it will be automatically failure. So those are all settings. Okay, we are not discussing. We are just discussing about the DR concepts. Let's say I have I don't have any spare site or BCP site. I want to copy that data in cloud, AWS, Google. I am using that. So managed primary and DR instances. This is like you will be the cloud vendor will give you the complete DR plan. Like if your site fail, he will tell you, okay, you can use my site. I am copying that. You can start your operation from my cloud. You don't have to worry. Okay, these are all these parameters. If you see here, this is all about database. Okay, DR instances, email, salesforce.com. This is at database level. Here in instance, what we have in cloud-based backup is on premises into cloud. So you are completely backing up on the cloud. Only backup you are utilizing into cloud. You are not putting anything on that particular server, like on that site. Let's say I will take one example here. Okay. So you have all servers here. Let's say this is AWS or Amazon. Okay. So I am copying only the data here. So there are no servers. If something goes off here, okay, what I am doing is I will bring back these servers up Okay, then I am going to restore this from the backup. Or let's say this site got failed, like UK one site got down. Okay, I have UK site 2. I don't have backup here, but I have servers here. So what I am doing is I have 40% capacity here. Total is 100%. I am just running 40% of the capacity. Both capacity is same. Okay. Here I am running 30% capacity. This got entirely failure. So I am utilizing this now, but I don't have backup here in that side. So in this scenario, I will take backup from this vendor and I will restore it on the secondary site, or you can call it as a slave or whatever you can say. This is one scenario, cloud based backup and restore. So or what you can say, like you have one vendor, I will erase this. Okay, am I audible? Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, you should tell in between. You should tell no, yes, like that.
Actually, I was about to say that once you complete this, only the cloud, business continuity or high availability, you are clear, you can explain.
Yeah, yeah. I am explaining now here. Okay. See, I got Alibaba. Okay. These guys gave me very cheap. Okay. That's why customer went to Alibaba. Okay. I had Oracle also, Oracle Cloud or Google Cloud. Okay, this is GCP, Google. Okay, this is Oracle, and this is Alibaba. Okay, Alibaba is giving me very great good discount. They are quoting me 70% off of GCP, and Oracle is giving only 40% off as compared to GCP. Alibaba is giving me 70%. Okay, I cannot resist it. That's why I took Alibaba. Okay. So what if Alibaba goes down? I kept everything on cloud. Or suddenly tomorrow you will say my price is similar to Google. It may happen, right? Okay. In that scenario, what we are doing is we are doing the cloud backup here from Ali to Oracle or from Ali to GCP. So we are cloud to cloud. We are doing the backup, backup and restore. Okay. Or it may be any other from on-premise to cloud, cloud to on-prem. These are all that. If you see RTO, RPOs are coming. Huh? RTO, which RTO, Mohsin? Your Bomanalli or Osur?
Request.
Okay. Then
Security markets and Indira.
Indiranagar. Okay. So where you are, from which location, Mohsin, Shamshar, you are? In Kerala?
Kannur.
Kannur. You have RTO in Kannur, right?
Yeah.
They are talking about Kannur RTO, less favorable RTOs. Okay. Here replication is there you are just replicating, you are not going to restore that. If you see that, for restoring purpose you are putting it. Okay, if you see merits, you are reducing RTOs and RPOs here. Okay, so why you are doing is for application support. These are all how the approach will be in cloud. If we are doing a DR to cloud, or you are pushing the data into the cloud, this is how from DR perspective you will consider this. This is our replication side, this is our cloud. So you are putting all your data into replication into cloud, so that if something goes down at this data center, you can replicate that data back to the data center. These are all downtimes, how you are going to fail, how you are going to get that data in the time frames and other stuff. I am not going to go in detail on that. You can read. Let's say we have data tiers. Okay. So data 3, data 2, data 1, data 0 is like classification of the application. So in data 3, if data is going off also, I'm least impacted, like your payroll or any other automation, or your appreciation mails, like workday, your appraisal, all that you can update it later. Okay. Tier 2 is like I can tolerate little time, but if it is large timings, then I cannot tolerate that. So tier 1 is like it is critical for me. Okay. So I have to do something, I have to restore that. Tier 0 is like that should not go down at all, or else I will lose business. That's how the data is categorized. Okay. So next time, in next class, we will discuss all this about this data and all. You are asked.
With you remember in Pfizer, they used to categorize with the platinum, gold.
That is service. Based on that service, you will categorize that. I kept RAID also here. You asked about RAID, right? I kept all these plannings and all stuff. So from next class, we'll discuss on this. What are these? Yeah.